Hi again, Ash from Airlocks here to talk about my M4, Krytac M4 CRB electric airsoft gun. And bought this thing about 2 years ago, and I've used it in about 5 airsoft games. It is. I'll talk about its performance here shortly, but it is a really good airsoft gun in my opinion. I bought this thing with the vision of having an out-of-the-box M4 or any replica, but M4 is the M4 platform in airsoft is, as everybody knows, the most popular and most researched design and best value for performance compared to the amount of money you pay out of the box for an airsoft gun that you could find. Anyways, so with that in mind, I bought, the Krytac brand has established itself in airsoft as a very popular and very good quality brand to buy. That typically most of their guns come out of the box shooting really nice with minimal upgrades, if any, needed to make them up to par essentially. So that's kind of the envision why I bought this gun. As like I said, Krytac has a really good reputation in airsoft at the moment, at least. So this particular gun, this particular make and model of Krytac is a relatively popular platform, which is a good thing with that envision that I had previously mentioned, because it means a lot of people buy it. It means it has to have something going for it. No one would buy it. So it's a versatile rifle in the sense that its barrel length is about 10 or 11 inches, making it, if you take this inside, all you have to do is a quick spring change, and you'd be able to take this inside and use it relatively effectively. But I use this primarily for outdoor games, which it does fantastic at. So to talk about why this gun is so popular, basically, I think it has to do with it. It's got a solid build quality. I believe this is CNC aluminum is what its handguard and receivers are made out of. It's polymer handguard. It's a really nice feeling polymer. It has the brand, I say Chris on there. I think Chris is actually the parent company of Krytac. Makes the real guns. So the stock is also a polymer, a really nice feeling stock. You'll be able to tell the difference between this stock and some cheaper models, cheaper airsoft stocks, stocks. To take the stock off, this is actually one of the best features of this whole gun, I think, is the relative stock and the battery space that it allows. So may or may not be able to see in there very well. Probably not, but there is a relatively wide buffer tube, area to put it might be a little better. You could put a brick battery in there, 11-1 or a butterfly battery. You can even extend the stock out all the way and put an AK battery in if you really wanted to, which I wouldn't recommend necessarily because it's unnecessary, but you could. So this stock accepts a wide range of batteries, and one of the coolest features is this area right here is where you can kind of stuff your wires. Your wires can kind of go into this area, making a little bit more room in the actual stock for the actual battery parts. So it's quite nice, I think. This stock is. It's probably one of the easiest battery installations that I have in my entire arsenal. So right off the bat, that's a really good plus. A lot of guns, especially the more unique models, have some pretty cramped battery situations, and not to mention difficult to access sometimes, especially if you want to do it. If you needed a quick battery change, that's not a problem for this gun. As I struggle to put the butt pad back on. So that in mind, I believe it's an aluminum buffer tube, which is nice to see. Yeah, it's aluminum charging handle. That's on the left-hand side is where the engagement piece is, which if you pull it back, as with most M4s, it'll reveal your hop-up, which mine actually, it came with a functional bolt catch, and it would hold the window open. However, mine was disabled by my own fault, essentially. So anyways, the hop-up is plastic, but it clicks into place, which is nice to see. You'll see that on higher-end replicas. So each is it's a rotary style, so which is the best kind of hop up that you can get in airsoft. So anyways, it'll click into place with each hop setting, which is a nice feature, I think. It's not numbered, at least, no, it isn't. Actually, my apologies, it is numbered. It is numbered, so you get, if you turn the wheel up, it'll increase in number, and you'll be able to, if you memorize your number with a particular BB weight that you're using, and actually that's actually a pretty convenient feature. Something you might take for granted. So you can memorize what number your hop setting is on, and therefore making it easier to have the right hop setting for the right BB weight. It will come with these iron sights. They're plastic flip-up iron sights. This one's underneath this red dot that does not come with the gun, of course. But they're nice, the sights. They come on most Krytac models. This particular set of sights, I got them on my Vector as well. Not the P90, but just the Vector. And I think most of your M4 models will come with these exact same sights. The flash hider is plastic, and I have not even attempted to take it off. I've heard from other Krytac owners and from my experience taking the Vector's flash hider off, which is the exact same flash hider. It was relatively difficult, so I haven't mustered up the courage to take it off yet, or really the motivation, I should say, to take the flash hider off. But I would imagine it's going to be a difficult process, a relatively difficult process to take it off. So, yeah, I do like this design of this receiver. It's I believe it's a billet style is what they call it. So unlike your more traditional M4 carbine receivers, you'll have more of a smooth, rounded surface here on the upper receiver. This is more angled. It has it's like almost like a hexagon kind of angle to it with the engraving trident right there, which is cool. On the right side of the gun, you'll see the forward assist is more squared than your standard M4 carbine, which is again a more rounded forward assist receiver, part of the receiver at least, and you kind of get some. So the kind of the theme of this is more of a blocky, sharp angles. It's really what it seems like than your typical standard M4 pattern receiver, which I kind of enjoy on this particular rifle at least. Anyways, and then of course your top rail, which is also numbered, which is cool. It says this is the key mod version. Of course, you can get this in M-LOK, I believe as well. I know you can get this in M-LOK at least. And you can get this gun with different barrel lengths. This is a 10-inch barrel. I think you can get a 12, 14, and I think even an 18-inch barrel for this gun. And another good thing about this gun, it's not ambidextrous magazine release, which actually I prefer because I have a couple ambidextrous mag release M4 style guns, and I often find that when I have the gun on when I'm like walking or something in a game and I have my gun against my chest rig or whatever, it'll hit the left hand side of the gun's mag release will engage and my magazine will drop, which is quite annoying. So I actually prefer just a right-handed magazine release. However, I am right-handed, so you would think that would be the case. Functional bolt release here, of course. You're just tapping it. But the magazine compatibility is actually really good. I don't believe I actually have any. I have a ton of M4 mags, and I can't think of one brand that does not work with this gun, which is another thing that just sets this thing apart from a lot of your other M4 and other platforms. That magazine compatibility is really good. Now to talk about really why this thing shines in its performance. So out of the box, this thing shot 370 feet per second with a .2, which I believe equates to about 1.2 to 1.3 joules, which is pretty good. That's pretty standard, about what you want. I would prefer a little bit hotter. However, this does have a quick change spring, which you can access by taking off this buffer tube ring right here. Then you unscrew that and then screw the buffer tube, and then your quick change spring is right there and ready for you to take to put a different spring if you'd like, which is a cool factor, a convenient factor for this gun and a lot of other newer models these days. So that's pretty standard any more newer airsoft guns. Um, so anyways, then the performance, 370 feet per second, like I said, and fire rate with a 7.4 20C LiPo was actually about 800 rounds to 850 rounds a minute, which is actually a good bit faster than most of my other guns, especially with the 7.4. I mean, that's pretty respectable. And this thing could take 11.1, no problem. It does come with Dean's connectors, so be wary of that. It does take Dean's connectors. It does come with an adapter for Tamiya style connections as well. So you won't be, I usually use Tamiya style connectors still, so I was in need of that. But yeah, this thing, and in the range that I got on this thing out of the box, and I shoot threes out of this primarily. It shoots really well with threes. Usually, if I had to guess, about 1/3 hop setting, maybe a half hop setting to hop threes, which is fine. It hops them really well. It shoots, if I had to guess, about 200 feet accurately. You can point and shoot someone at 200 feet with a 0.3 gram BB, and reliably hit your target, I'd say, with a burst of 3. I would say that's on average. Of course, that would vary, but so yeah, with that performance is, in my opinion, pretty good, really good for an out of box AEG. You could probably get that a little bit better if you put some maybe an R-hop barrel in there, maybe increase the power just a tad. I bet you can get 225 feet accurately. I'd say no problem with an R-hop. Maybe yes or no to a upgraded spring, but however, I've chosen so far to not touch this gun internally, at least to upgrade it. So because I just think it performs good enough, and I have almost no issues with any other any other person on the field. I think this thing can stand its ground. So so yeah, with that said, I think this thing is the perfect gun if you're looking for something that you're just that works well out of the box, that it's going to compete with everything else on the field. This thing is, there's a lot of guns on the market nowadays that can do that same thing out of the box. Specna Arms comes to mind. Arcturus makes some really good guns nowadays. Of course, the Scorpion Evo. The list goes on. There's a lot of guns out there. This thing has cost me about $300. I think they retail for $360, but I got this on sale on Evite, brand new. So for $300, I think this thing is well worth your money. For it's mostly this thing's claim to fame. Unlike the E&L AK that I reviewed earlier today, this thing is, well, its performance or its externals are still really good quality. Its real claim to fame is its performance. So with that said, yeah, that's been my review of this Krytac M4, and if, I hope, I mean, this is a pretty common gun anyways, so I already see enough of these things out there, so I'm sure I'll see maybe even more now. So have a good day.